Yeah.
Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Lighter, and today we're gonna watch a new play cEDH from my somewhat dry basement. So if anybody saw my last post, my last short, got a small flooding issue here. Record rain up in Montreal, in the Montreal area. So got lucky. Wasn't sewage backup. Was only rainwater. But it is kind of crazy that you need to rip off a lot of stuff. So today we're gonna see a game between a Yuriko player, ObNixilis. We're gonna have a Yisan and a StellaLee player. I would like to thank the Expedition in Montreal. This was the first game of the event there on August 4th, not so long ago. Deck Tech, we're gonna go with Yuriko, so she will get a bunch of creatures that are elusive, so that they can attack and not be blocked, and she can flip, and of course, Demir Torkoal combo. ObNixilis is a looking for pingers, because every time he pings for one, he exiles a card and put a +1/+1 on Ob, and Ob become a monster. There's a bunch of stuff like Roiling Vortex. I believe there's a Pyroclasm kind of thing. Impact Trimmer is also super good. There's a whole bunch of small, I deal 1 damage. I'll exile something and I'll get a +1/+1 on Ob. Yisan. Yisan is a green creature deck. Yisan, you tap, add a verse counter, go get a creature for the CMC of the number of verse. Mostly Staxy creature. He'll do a bunch of crazy shenanigans with a Garrus Cradle, Circle of Dream Druids. The same as if you've seen the Yeva player on my channel. Yisan is the. So when you read the Yeva when you ever read the Yeva primer, they tell you please read the Yisan primer. So kind of self-explanatory there. And StellaLee will play a bunch of cantrips. Once you can count to third spell, this is when she'll be able to copy the spell. Mainly, she will use Cerulean or Crimson Wisp, and she'll try to copy it to draw her deck, and then play Twisted Fealty is, I believe, her only win con. Never seen what happened when it gets exiled. Maybe it will happen here. So we'll go into the game. I believe ObNixilis is on his last mulligan because I've seen the banners pop up. Thanks again for everyone that reached out to me over the last 2 days. Thank God there was nothing special. Insurance will pay for the damages. No kids were hurt. Nobody got electrocuted. Well, people got electrocuted, but this has nothing to do with the water. It actually does with one of the fans having a um, wire that is actually broken, and we just got tickled when handling that fan. But we actually sent it to the trash. So it was kind of weird events. So no pre-game action, going into with a Fairy Seer. He's shortcutting, fetching a UC. Passes to Ob. So Ob shortcutting into Badland, and then plays a Petal. Passes to Yisan, Jewel Lotus into a Forest into Jewel. Go get Yisan. So Yisan is tutor in a command zone is always good. Soul Ring and pass. The thing is, Yisan is always blocked at the number of verse he has on his commander. So it takes 6 turns to go get a Shaya. This is why I prefer the Yeva version. Mana Crypt for the StellaLee player. So Surveil land right after. Going back to Yuriko. Verdant Cat shortcutting into Shotgun. Yuriko being ninjutsu'd. Yuriko flipping Underground River, Painland from Ice Age. Passes. He discarded something like I've got no idea what it is. Hub draws pass. Yisan plays a Yavimaya, which means everything's a forest. Plays a Fenton. So yeah, since there was the promo for the German Findernails, every time we play Findernails, it's my apologies for my German friends. Swings in StellaLee, turn 2. Keeping 1 colorless. This is something. Metavolt for his last one, for his last colorless. So this sounds like a turn 3 attempt for the StellaLee player. Underground River goes to combat, hitting ObNixilis. Bolt the Yuriko, which is attempt to ninjutsu, but he's being told, well, he tells himself, oh god, we're not even at the blocking step yet. Yuriko gets sent to the command zone. Cool thing about Yuriko, she doesn't care about command decks. Fairy Seer being dropped back. Scry 2 again. Fairy Seer, that was the MH2 logo, right? Think about his cry. Leaves them on top. Take your damage. Ingenious Prodigy Execal 1. You did not take your damage. Oh no, he doesn't need to. So he has a blue and X. X is colorless. So the Prodigy is you can, at upkeep, you can remove a counter, draw a card. Simmons Per Guide into Desperate, into Petal, into ObNixilis. It is what it is. Turn 3, 1 land, nothing else. Kind of grim. Sylvan Safekeeper for the Yisan fetch. Goes to his turn. I have no idea what Ob has in his hand, but it is Phyrexian Revoker. So it's a Petting Needle targeting. What is he targeting? Stopping StellaLee, which is something. Minamu, École La Cascade, or driving school. Goes for solve the equation, reveal a cerulean wisp, puts it into his hand. He has a red left. Goes fire slice. So there is a multicolor permanent, so it costs only red. Will target Phyrexian Revoker. So fun thing, with Nadu being everywhere, Ghost Fire Slice is super cool, especially that a bunch of people are playing more than one color. I don't remember if I ever had to cast Ghost Fire Slice for 3. Second spell, oh my god, Twisted Fealty. Twisted Fealty is WinCon. So Twisted Fealty gives a Wicked roll. Well, it's a claim the firstborn. You take control of a creature, untap it, gains haste, create a Wicked roll. Since you will copy it, and you can only have one roll per creature. Every time you will copy it, it will give the Wicked roll to StellaLee, and it will go to graveyard because I can only have one, and when it goes to the graveyard, he deals 1 damage to one opponent, or 1 damage to all opponent, each opponent. I don't remember exactly, but I can loop that infinitely. Oof. As a, oh god, crazy, we need to stop a win. Flare of Duplication, sacrificing ObNixilis to burn down StellaLee. And he's Sylvan Safekeeper, so he did that for nothing because Phyrexian Revoker will not die anyway. Oh god, that is it is what it is. Ghost Fire Slice will actually fizzle because he has the Phyrexian Revoker has X-Proof. Not gonna say he sacrifices ObNixilis for no reason, but he did. And he just most probably gave his game away. So StellaLee tried. StellaLee going to instep. Yisan will drop out a Priest of Titania. On upkeep, Ingenious Prodigy removes a counter to draw card, draws for turn. So drops a Bolt land. So after the Shock land, we've got the Bolt land. Will swing out at the StellaLee and the ObNixilis because there's no blockers. trying to see bolt land is not a recognized a recognized expression in Scryfall. So no block on either or. You will poof in Yuriko in place of the Fairy Seer. Will poof in Ingenious Infiltrator in the place of the Ingenious Prodigy. So both deals damage. So he's pointing at them in reverse order, and you need to pay attention to this whenever you say, I'm gonna put these trigger first. It's not. So he says, I'm gonna resolve these trigger first, and it's not which one you resolve, it's how do you put them on the stack. So you need to pay attention because saying, I'm gonna resolve the Ingenious, he gets, oh, Silver Fern Demonic Consultation, that is something. You need to say, I'm going to put my Yuriko first, and then I'm going to put my Infiltrator after. So you resolve the Infiltrator, then you resolve the Yuriko. So you need to mention it, and I usually go, when I've got multiple triggers, I'm going to say trigger, 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 from left to right, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you resolve 4, 3, 2, 1. Somebody could be a shark in a tournament and it could change something. I'm not saying it will, I'm saying it could. Always try to remember that. I have a upkeep tribal deck and it is so many triggers that I need to say trigger, 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 resolve, resolve, form. As if you're watching me doing my stuff, and so anyway. When was that? So we went into the future. Ob drew did nothing. Yisan drew did nothing. StellaLee plays a talisman. Will cast Twisted Filthy. Will steal. So it's gain control, gain ace, untap, gain ace. And he plays a Wicked Roll somewhere. Wicked Roll. Wicked Roll. So Wicked. I'm looking for the token Wicked Roll and I can't find anything. Wicked token. So Wicked Roll, my apologies, I was running around trying to figure out what that is. Wicked Roll, Ancient Creature gets +1/+1. When this aura is put into the graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life. So you see, it is each loses. StellaLee eating up Yuriko. He's able to draw a card because one ninja did combat damage. So Yisan is able to do a lot. Well, a lot. He has 4 mana with Priest. Question is, what can he go get for 3 in his deck? Turn 5 for the Yuriko player. So we can swing in with nobody having blockers. So it's actually not. So like he says, trigger, trigger, Yuriko, trigger, trigger, Ingenious Infiltrator, resolve, resolve, draw 2, resolve Yuriko, Bogart Trawler, resolve Yuriko. I'm not sure if it's that's a Torkoal in his hand. That is Prosperous Thief. So fun fact, I was thinking that this card was busted being a 3-2. In Arena, it's actually a 2-4. Even more busted. Well, it's blockable, but it's unkillable. Lotus Petal. Torkoal. It is what it is. Discussion around the table. So I'm going to give you a scoop. There's still 10 minutes of the video, so something's happening, of course. We know he's got demonic consultation. Cast foil on consultation. Force of will on foil. So they allow force of will to resolve, countering the foil. He's gonna allow the demonic consultation to resolve also. Calls out Black Lotus, flips his library. On Torkoal, on the ETB, he goes and activate Yisan. Will hunt down into his library something, casting 3. We'll drop Endurance on the board. And when he ETBs, he will target player. Tells him to put all of his cards into his library. Well, shuffle your library, shuffle your graveyard, put them under your library, but doesn't have any library. He absolutely has more cards than 4. Look at the top X card of your library where X is your devotion. Put up to 1 if X is greater than or equal to the number of your cards. So if he had nothing in his library, he could have done something. Still on the stack for Torkoal. Tainted Pact. Holy smokes. So sure. Tassa's Oracle, Consultation, Endurance, Tainted Pack. At this point, everybody's looking around at the table, and so Yuriko actually drew like 8 cards over 2 turns, 2 from Yuriko, 2 from the Infiltrator. He's trying to do something. So the only thing that could save them would be to let Tainted Pack resolve, exile his library, and have him draw a card. So let's see, Yisan deck. Chord of Calling for 1. If I do view grid, draw. So Wirewood to untap Endurance. So I believe at this point that they whiffed. What could be? So the only thing that it could do you had to find a way to draw, to make the Yuriko draws. But I believe there's nothing. There was he's running the Thought Not Seer, but the Thought Not need to leave for target opponent draws a card. So it could have been a combination. Oh, so there was sadly nothing that could make him draw. Congratulations to the Yuriko player. Thank you everyone, whomever reached out to me for my basement plotting. As always, beautiful community. We're small but growing in numbers. Grew by 10% over the last week. Thank you all. If you want to get in touch with me, please comment. I answers to 95% of the comment. If I don't answer to your comment, it's because one of my friends already answered you. Please like, subscribes, and I'll be happy. So coming in the next week, we add a winner case for the Broomborough. So I will be releasing the 4 games. The last game is a little bit long, but they had to have a winner. So somebody won. They did a split of the prize pool, but then again, somebody got a collector box more than the rest. So please, thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next game.